Yeah, okay, so you're playing Dehaka on towers. You said you were gold 3 on your main and plat 2 on your alt. So which
Yeah,
account is this?
this is the gold 3 account.
Gold 3, okay. And what build did you go for this game and why?
Let's see, where did I go for this game? I went for uh the build that you have as your
Oh,
simple.
nice.
So
Okay, okay, playing my build.
I thought about going enhanced agility at 1 to double soak better, and maybe that would have been useful here. But I went regen at 1, um, one who collects, or sorry, hero stalker, feeding frenzy, ISO, um, I think attack damage, elongated tongue, and contagion.
Yeah, that's my build, so I definitely can I like that. I like that. I could probably point out some extra stuff. Okay, and then you
Yeah, well,
said
I whiffed some ISOs this game, so you know.
uh all good, all good. Okay, so you say your biggest weakness is in-game lapses as well as some unfortunate mechanical lapses. And your biggest strength is probably macro drafting, right?
Yeah, I would say that I tend to like beef something up in the late game and lose myself the game when I think it's me that lost the game as happens sometimes. Then often it was because of something like that,
Okay, good to know, good to know,
where I
yeah.
know better but I walk into a bush that I shouldn't or something.
Do you think it's like the pressure getting to you, or you just think it's just like something you have to work on?
I don't know. I don't think it's pressure exactly. I think it's more just like um, trying to think about a lot of different stuff and then just kind of absent-mindedly doing something stupid. And I just need to be more focused in the late game.
Okay, so right here, right away, one thing I noticed, so whenever you have this scenario where you have half a wave left and it's already crashing against the other wave,
Mhm.
you don't actually want to rotate mid here. You want to stay here and make sure this gets pushed out all the way because what's going to end up happening is this wave paired with this wave is going to end up taking out this entire wave. And by the time you clear this and make it all the way back up, you're going to miss a ton of that XP. So always good to
Right. And
know
then
like
Li
yeah, and Lee Ming's
also is
holding for
there.
yeah, yeah. And then worst case, you clear this out, they push it in. No one on your team's holding. You can just Z to mid because you still have your Z. So very worst case
Yeah.
scenario, you can Z to catch the mid wave. And I guess you could do that for top now, but one rule of thumb for a hero like the Haka is you never really want to Z away from your team. You always want to be Zing towards your team. So
Mm.
like you always want to walk to the opposite lanes and then Z to the closer lanes to your team. So you should always think of it like that. Like you almost never want to be Zing away because what usually ends up happening is your team gets into a fight and by the time you're able to Waldo your way all the way down is it's too late, you know.
I'm pretty sure that does happen in the kind of mid late game here and almost loses the game.
Yeah, super
One of
super
several
important.
big mistakes I make here.
Yeah, so good one to know. And then yeah, just anytime the wave crashes in the middle of the wave, you always want to make sure you stay there and you push it out because a lot of times you end up getting like if this thrall was better, if I was this thrall, I wouldn't have been clearing this wave. I would have just held the wave here and you would have been denied this whole wave. But thankfully
Hmm.
Thrall helped you out and you didn't end up getting punished for it. But even if like Thrall wasn't there, it would have been really bad for you. So but yeah, you ended up not getting punished for it. And you saved your Z, so pretty nice overall. Team's getting
Yeah, I
some
feel like
kills.
there are a lot of times in this game where I do really stupid stuff and don't end up paying the price for it. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting one.
Yeah, until you get punished for a bad habit, it's hard to know what's a bad habit. But as you climb higher and higher and higher, like you'll start to get a good feel. And sometimes you're like, okay, that was bad. And it's always good to keep that mental note and to reinforce like the good behavior and to make sure you're mentally like chastising yourself for like the mistakes you make because that'll help you
Hmm.
improve a lot. Like even if you're not necessarily getting punished, like knowing that okay, I probably should have died there, or like knowing like okay, this probably should have been bad. But so yeah, that way in the future you might not make that mistake as often. And then right here, ping your Murden back because you have the wave. That's good. Good use of pings there. I don't know if you caught the VOD review from the other day, but it's very ping, talking a lot about pings. So good,
Oh, really?
good
I
ping usage
yeah,
there.
I'll have to catch up on that
Yeah, I was flaming him the whole time for not pinging, basically. So I already see more pings this
one.
game than the entire last one. Give me
I
one
love
sec though. One
pings.
sec.
I think I overuse pings.
My cat is trolling me. One sec. Okay, but yeah, no, that's good that you're using pings. It's very good. Okay, so far, yeah, nothing too. I think just that initial, the top, not pushing out the top. I think that's the only thing I noticed so far. So could speed it up a bit. Now you do see your team is going for the invade here. Are you thinking about digging? Do you not notice or like whatever?
Yeah, I thought about digging, but I think they get a kill here before I felt like I needed to dig, or they drove them off the camp first. So I was considering digging into that.
Okay, I'm you. I dig here 100% of the time because
Okay.
you never wanna know who won the fight before you dug in, unless it's extremely quick. Oh no, the volleyballs. It's fine. We'll ignore them.
Uh-oh.
But like anytime you see this scenario, like right here is prime example 234. You want to back up out of thrall root range or whatever other interrupts they have. So if it's like a Urel, you want to get away from her W. If it's whatever Blaze, you want to get out of E range. Like get into the bush or get away, and you always want to dig to turn this fight in your team's favor. You never want to say like, oh, it looks like they have it, they might not have it, because even if they do have it, like you being there could maybe make you guys win harder. And if they don't have it, then you being there can swing it in their favor. So it's a very, very, very important thing to when they're invading like this. Like you have to be there as soon as
Yeah, I
possible.
think I waffled too much, and then they kind of
Yeah.
got
Just
the
just pull
point,
the
and I was
trigger
like,
on
all right,
those.
I don't need to do it. Yeah,
Yeah, on those 4v4s,
that's a good point.
just pull the trigger. Worst case, it's like they didn't need you and you can just walk back to your lane, you know. And then best case is you guys get like 2 or 3 kills, or you guys barely win because of you. So and yeah, maybe they could have got some kills there if you were there. So um yeah, like
Yeah,
always good to use
yeah.
that global like that. Oh, nice time there. Almost killed Vala. Okay, caps are up. So yeah, insta capping and then Zing is normally the go-to play, and pinging that you're on the way is really nice. Oh, you're getting stalled actually.
Yeah, so there actually, I think, are two up here, as it turns out.
You see Thrall in
Yeah,
midwave
this
and Vala
thrall's
stalling.
coming up too, so I just try to stall as long as possible and hope my team comes up there.
Yeah, that's
But
perfect.
my initial plan was to Z bot after capping.
Okay, so right there, that tongue was you always want to hold those. Like
Yeah.
you want to keep the pressure, you know. And then I'll also
Hmm.
say you wasted your essence here because you're not really in danger and you could just regen this HP. So
I
popping
feel
your
like I
essence
use
here.
my essence badly all the time in this game.
Yeah, this is a good example
Yeah.
of like way too early on using your essence. Yeah, like you want to hold
Hmm.
it until you're in a lot more danger than that. Like if Thrall's already up here and they're both running at you, that's a good time. But Vala on her own,
Mm.
and she already backed up. She's just poking you a bit. You can regen this over time, and you being at half health is completely fine for you. So like you just wasted your essence for sure here.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think I just I don't know. I think I just routinely
Mm-hmm.
misuse it because I see that I'm missing the HP, and so my monkey brain says I should.
Yeah, so like right now, that essence would have came in handy. Like you would actually be out trading them here, or at least you'd be in a much healthier position. Like you'd be full HP right now, I'll say, or like almost close to full HP. So always want to save essence. Is like you almost never want to pop it when you're not in combat, only if you're near a few globes. So because
Mhm.
with this build you get 10 per globe, right? So if
Yeah.
you're like about to go on a wave and clear a fat wave with the double globe, then you can pop your essence to top off, or if your team's about to get a kill, because with Hero Soccer you get 20 essence from a kill. So if you're already at full essence,
Mhm.
your team's about to get killed. That's another scenario. Or if you're just clearing a fat wave or something like that. But generally, essence should be for in combat because it's your in demand heal. And outside of that,
Mhm.
your regen alone, getting globes and tapping should be more than enough to tide you over for the poke. And of course your healer as well. So yeah, you'd be way healthier here for sure.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. Once again, I don't quite end up paying the price for it here, I think.
Yeah, but maybe even better than. But yeah, definitely in a closer game or against better opponents, definitely would have been punished for that. And just something good to keep in mind, like pretty much always use essence for in combat. Like while you're brawling, while you start the initial trade, or even once you get better at the hero, you'll start to learn how to essence bait as well. Which you might already be doing that a bit, but like kind of baiting, drawing them in, and then getting to 1 HP, and then popping your essence and popping your E, and then like you come out at like half HP regenning. So that's like a really nice play you can do. Okay, so now you have Z again. See what you end up going for. This again a bad rotation here. Your team already had mid
Yeah.
wave, and you're too far away to help for this fight. So definitely should have stayed and push out the other top.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I feel like I had a lot of these like indecisive mid rotations
mm-hmm.
this game where I felt like, oh, I should be double rotating, so but then I wasn't really paying attention to the game state and
Yeah,
whether I really needed to do that.
yeah. Always have a purpose for where you're going. So like yeah, I guess your purpose there is you want to help your team, but yeah, like if the fight is closer to here, then you can help. But if it's all the way over here, they're too close to their buildings. You know, like you're never actually gonna impact that. So always look at like the positioning of the heroes and also like how close they are to bushes because you can help a lot easier if the fight's near bushes too.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, that was a good essence pops. Like that, you're right near big waves and the globe, so that's good. Like you're basically back at a really good amount of essence. And then
So
now
I felt like I needed to back for mana here because it's right before objective.
you
I
have
think
tap
or
though.
maybe I don't even back. I think I just tap it.
Yeah, tapping's completely fine here. And keep double soaking, tapping. This is good. So you don't even have to tap honestly. You should be fine. Because with these two caps, almost always the play is just to trade them. So you can just keep soaking and trading. I'd probably go for this wave real fast. Doesn't look like you
Mm.
go for it. You go for the maybe you do. I'm not sure what you're
It's
going for.
my team's like pinging this.
Oh, okay. They want to
It's
invade.
like trying to invade. So I was like, oh, I guess I have to come.
Yeah, I think that's good. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's good. You're helping your team out here. Um, yeah, you definitely want to be zoning with your Murden. Nice tongue there. Yeah, I would say probably you want to be up a bit further. So
Mm-hmm.
a good rule for bruisers in general is you almost never want to be the one capping. So
Okay.
So one play you could have made here is you could have insta-capped yours and then Z to this bush, because this is definitely where you
Yeah.
want to be. So that's something you could have done, but since you walked, that's completely fine as well, saving the Z. But definitely instantly walk into the bush and let one of the backliners cap, let the Anduin cap, let the Lumen cap. You want to be up here with your
Mm-hmm.
Muradin, beefing up the front line and getting ready to get a pick and getting vision for your team. So you never, almost never want to be capping as a melee when you're in like a 5v5 scenario like this.
Yeah,
Because
that makes sense.
Because you guys could have
Because
popped
I would
Bala
have
right
just
away.
killed that Bala.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would
Mm-hmm.
have died instantly if I had been that bush.
Yeah, Mira's son into drag and she's one shot, but you got the tongue on throw anyway. So yeah, another scenario where you didn't get punished for the mistake, but still a mistake though. Oh, whiff the
I
ISO.
totally whiff ISO there.
zoning ISO, zoning ISO.
So yeah.
No tongue though. I think you should have tongued here.
I thought I queued it up, but maybe I like
Well, you ran
it
as
didn't
well
go
from
off
your
for some
E.
reason. Yeah.
I think you could have done it a little sooner. Like, let's watch it. Maybe you're not used to feeding frenzy as well, where it's up really fast. So like after this next auto, it's already up. Right. Like right here.
Yeah, I think I usually play W build, so I've been trying this build out,
Yeah, it comes
and I
up
am not
super
quite used
fast.
to the cooldown.
One thing you could do is I don't know if you have this turned on or not, but you could do the cooldown notification, which is pretty
Oh
nice.
yeah, that is
Which
nice.
whenever you have a cooldown and it's not up yet and you're just spamming it, it tells you how many seconds, so you don't have to look down. So it's nice. It saves you from having to look down. But yeah, definitely could have got another pick here, I think, if you tongued. And then you ran yourself with the E, which definitely an unnecessary E because you're completely
Mm-hmm.
fine. Like you're full HP with full essence running, and then you're gonna get another kill here, which is another 20 essence. So you end up wasting your mana and not being able to tongue here. So denied yourself from getting a kill. So a little bit of
Yeah, I think I thought I would have enough mana for the tongue, and so I was like, big brain. I'm gonna E the Uther stun, and then I'll get my tongue off.
Go
But
for the
then I
fancy
ran out of
play.
mana.
Yeah. All good. I mean, that extra kill there doesn't really do much for y'all, anyway. So y'all ended up getting the objective, which was the important thing. But yeah, pretty big lead now. So always be watching your team to see if they are going for that invade and being ready to Z for that. So yeah, that's good. You're actually pinging too. That's what I was about to say. Is a good thing you can do is ping your team to invade. So really good, really heads up play here. And then you definitely want to be. Oh, nice. They didn't even need you because y'all are still 10. Okay, nice. Not even wasting the Z. Oh,
I feel
and
like I
you're spraying
didn't
for this
use Z
guy.
very much here, though.
Yeah, I don't think you've used it yet. It's been 7
I
minutes.
know it's kind of wild. I don't know why. And then
Ooh.
I whiff my tongue here.
Oh, nice try though.
Yeah, it's so bad. I would have killed him, but it's absolutely terrible tongue.
It's still worth going for though. Still worth going for. Next time you hit those every time. Warm up Dehaka game. Warm up.
Warm up.
Warming up. Scaling.
Always scans.
Okay, now so they do have Earthquake and D-Storm. Something you should already be thinking about when you're before the next fight. Always be thinking about how the fight's gonna play out, what the fight's gonna look like, what your role is in the fight. So as a Dehaka, especially with this build, you're super immobile. So always think about getting stuck in the Earthquake or getting stuck in the D-Storm. Maybe potentially eating that D-Storm if you can go for it. So something to keep in mind for sure. Oh, he whiffed it anyways.
I think I died here.
Let's see if you could have done anything better. I think that the tongue was probably a bit too
greedy.
Yeah, a bit too optimistic because your whole team wasn't. Your DPS heroes are bottom. You guys are kind of just making space right now. So it's good you went for this kill on this guy, but once everyone rotates on you, now it's just retreat. And I think you actually retreated the wrong way. You want to go this way because you're way closer to the fort. See, you're like, I guess you can't see my mouse.
So true.
Yeah, you don't want to rotate up top,
much shorter distance.
Yeah, this is like you gotta run around this corner and then make a right here, and it's like you get lost. But this is just a straight path, like right next to your gate. So definitely, as soon as you see the goon squad appear, you're a Dehaka and a Murden, like there's no way you guys kill anything here. All your heroes are bottom, making the macro play, which is good. So definitely just wanna run up and to the right, and you should be out. And even you still probably could have been out if you didn't try to turn here.
Yeah, I know. I killed myself there. It's unfortunate.
But definitely would have been out if you just read the other way. But at least you guys got bottom fort, so it's still worth. Like even still, one death for the fort, and they use D-Storm and Strafe. You definitely still call worth there, but could have been optimized even more. And y'all got the cap too, which is really good. Then now you want to be seeing. So right here in this scenario, this fort is yours. They're all retreating. You have basically two places you can Z to. You can either Z to here, or you can Z to. Oh, you can't see my mouse. You can either Z towards this way and cut them off like that, where you force them to run down into your fort if you Z up here, or you can Z here and cut them off from your fort and force them to run up. So what do you think's better here from this scenario? You're about to spawn in 2 seconds. You should have already decided at this point.
I think I should have Z'd near the fort because it looks like that's the way they're retreating. I think I Z'd the other one, the other bush.
Actually, no, it is the other bush. And the reason why it's the other bush is because this is a better escape path for them going up than it is going to the left. So by Zing to the Sapper camp, you're basically cutting them off. You're creating a wall right here in this area, and you're saying you have to run through them if you want to go this way. That's gonna make them run towards your fort. But if they run towards your fort, they're taking your fort, and you definitely want them. Yeah, you definitely want them to be taking your fort. So it is the right play to. And you should always. Like, before you even spawn, you should always be watching this and thinking about, where am I going to Z? When you're playing a hero like Dehaka with the instant global, like, you're basically alive 10 seconds before you're alive. Or at least you should be thinking of it like that. Because other heroes, you just, like, you're just chilling, you just stroll back to lane, But with Dehaka, like, you're instantly back on the map. So, yeah, digging, like, to this bush right here next to Sapper is definitely ideal. And maybe you can sprint at them and get a pick. Maybe... Probably not. Watch the gorge here. Always be watching. And then, other thing against Stitches, one thing to note is Dehaka against Stitches. Always be watching your character model when you're playing against the Stitches. If you're watching your own character model, it should be really easy for you to E the hook. So anytime you think he's going to hook you, or there's a chance he can hook you, like whether you're pathing through fog near him, or you think there's a chance you might get hooked, just hold space and watch your character. And you should be able to react to the hook coming out if you're watching your own character. So one thing to... Yeah, as like Dehaka, it's like a good thing you can do.
I was really indecisive about what to do there. I kind of wandered around. I was like, should I stay and help my team out if they want to zone them off the fort, or should I go soak? And then my whole team comes up here, and I feel like I'm not being useful. So I wasn't really sure what I should be doing here.
Right now, it's fine to group. In the mid-late game, especially in this scenario where the map is kind of flipped upside down, so like basically meaning like they're all getting their bottom fort back, the fight was disengaged. You guys are all topside. I think it was fine for you to escort your team and stay with them, and make sure that no one's inting and keep an eye on everybody, because there is a chance if you stay down here because you want to get global value, like you can be the one getting picked, And then there's also another chance. There's also another chance that since your global is still down, that your team gets engaged on 4v5. So staying with them while your global is down is never a bad idea, even if you might lose like a wave or whatever. And then yeah, right here, I'd be really. This is probably a really bad idea clearing this wave
Yeah,
here.
so this is like something where I was like, I know this is a bad idea. Why am I here? But I was like, maybe they're on the sapper camp and they won't hook me and kill me here. And that is what happened. It's just one of these games where they didn't quite punish me for
Yeah.
doing something really dumb. But I'm aware that was even like you see, I don't finish clearing the wave and
Yeah,
I come
definitely
back
risky.
once I
Yeah,
see them on the
once
map.
you see them too. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's a mild yellow. You can get away with
But
stuff
that's the
like
sort of
that.
thing that loses me games all the time, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You gotta be careful. It's definitely it's a very like slippery slope, but you do want to be greeting at times. You just have to find the right amount of balance between greeting too hard and because I do the same. I greet all the time. You just have to like calculate like what is the chance, like how much essence do I have, like how good do I think I'm playing right now, how good is the enemy playing, like can I live, how close is my team, like you want to factor in all that when you go for risky play like that. And then again here, I will note you did waste your essence and your ulti here, so this is a pretty big mechanical misplay.
yeah,
So
pretty big, yeah.
in this scenario, so pathing here is fine. You got a super good chunk on false side, which is great. Now again, right here, your team's really far, and you guys have advantage on Thrall. So worst case, if you just back and Z back, you're still gonna be here before Thrall. Or if you just tap and Z back, you're still gonna be here before Thrall. So I think you're a little bit too urgent here and a little bit too hasty. First of all, like Vala's never gonna kill you like that, right? Like, and you know, False has 1 HP. There's no way Vala has enough damage to kill you. So you basically wasted all of your essence again this time. Same scenario, like trading with Vala randomly, which is like it's okay, like to look at her a bit, but you don't really want to be trading with her like this, where she has like space on you. You want to be trading with her when you're in the bush. That's like your ideal scenario because then you can abuse the fog of vision and you can abuse the movement speed where if she does step up to you like that, it's way easier to hit the tongue. But you're doing it like this, like it's so obvious, you know, like she's never gonna get hit by that. Like even like a silver player, I don't think will get hit by that. Like or a bronze player, very very rarely do they. Where you're just like kind of dueling them in the middle of the lane like that, or like the middle of space like this. You always want to be abusing the bushes with the Haka and playing like that sort of angle instead of just straight like 1v1 with the DPS hero. Almost never a good idea. You always want to have like the speed advantage on them or the fog advantage on them. And then also, I think I miss you wasting your ult as well. Let's go back to that.
Oh yeah, I whiffed so many ISOs this game. But I've been playing mostly with adaptation, so I'm kind of a little rusty with it. The delay on the ability I find
Yeah,
really
I was about to say
daunting.
that. It's okay. With this scenario, it's not too egregious. You're going for the solo kill, after your tongue. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's gonna eat there, right, when he's low. But actually, I thought you were aiming for stitches. Now that I see you're aiming for false side, not too bad. Like you can go for those from time to time. I wouldn't have gone for that, but I mean, you gotta figure out which ones are gonna hit which ones. So that one's not too bad. But yeah, I'll just say the biggest thing is like right now, you can just back right now and it's fine. Back and Z back and it's no problem. So wasting your essence, you never really want to use your essence before the fight again. Like it's an in combat thing. So you wasted your essence. And that's really, really bad because you want to have that for the fight. But maybe you guys still win anyway. I mean, they're all super late, which is really good for y'all. Oh, nice try, nice try, nice try. And yeah, you get some S's back anyway, so maybe not the biggest of deals. Missed
So
another
here I was trying
time.
to peel Thrall off my Anduin a little bit, but
Yeah, your
then
positioning's
I
really
kind of
good.
was like, oh, where's my positioning supposed to be now? So then I kind of
Yeah, I would say overall you did good there. The two things I would say, one, I mean, you're just missing tongues, but that just happens, you know. Sometimes you're off. But also, you should have tagged this bush. I'll show you. Right here, you strolled over the bush, but you didn't actually go in. And you would have gotten the move speed. Oh, wrong button. You actually, I'll show you. I think you didn't go in. I'm pretty sure you didn't. Let's see.
No, I think you're right. I
It
walked
doesn't let
right
me.
past it
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it
because
doesn't
you'd
let me.
see me like speed up, and it doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm. So always tag the bushes when you're brawling like that. Just a bit of a, and I actually probably would have tagged, like this guy's already out of the fight. So this is me. I would have tagged this bush and speeded right into their backline and caused some havoc on this side. So I would have made the U-turn in this because I think you're chasing the thrall, you know? and they think
Yeah,
they think they
yeah.
can step up, and then boom, you pop out of this bush with the move speed, and you jump on their DPS. So that would have been a pretty nice play for you to make. But maybe you guys can kill. I mean, I guess technically, if you hit this tongue, you can maybe kill this guy. So even this play is fine. But yeah, just tagging the bush in the future is the main thing. And good zoning on this guy. There. I mean, your team's doing really well here. But yeah, I think the rest of the fight was good. Like, I think you're in the right spot. Peeling the thrall. Oh, nice. Okay, so right here, this could be a good opportunity to actually go for the tower dive. Let's see if you'll. Oh, wait.
So I got stunned out. Yeah, a little too obvious maybe.
Nah, overall not too bad. Missing every tongue though.
Every time. Yeah, this is a real off day. I mean, not that I hit them all the time, but this is kind of an off game, even by my standards.
I will say two things. One is like you are going for too many tongues. You shouldn't be. Like you should let them come in a bit more. Let the suspense build a bit. You know, let them come because what's happening every time is you guys are kind of going back and forth trading, and then you back up, they back up, and then you tongue. And it's like you can be a bit more patient with it and let them commit a bit more because every time you do end up using your tongue, then they can step forward even more. So sometimes just holding it the whole time and pressuring it is enough. And eventually they're gonna get impatient and run themselves into it. And then the other thing is watch your teammates' abilities. So like the Muradin stun, the Enduin root, those abilities are way easier to hit for your team. So just look to even like the Zul'jin net. So look to follow up off of those. Sometimes like especially if you're having it off day. Like you can tell sometimes, like when you're feeling it or not feeling it, you're like, okay, I'm missing every tongue, and then just try to get one off of CC, and even just seeing that one land, like that can do like a lot for you. Like so, next time you're in a situation like this where you miss 3 or 4 tongues in a row, just say, okay, I'm literally not tonguing until I see a Muradin stun or until I see an Ender root, and then once you hit that tongue, like you might start snowballing and hitting more. So always good to like mentally reset and just follow up off your team in scenarios like that where you don't always have to be the hero and hit the raw tongue, you know, like sometimes you can just make the safe follow-up play. But with tongue range it should be easier now.
So my team is pinging, they want to invade here. And another really boosted tongue there, but
yeah, actually I would have Z'd here and gone for the flank.
Yeah.
So that's something you definitely should. When you as soon as your team's signaling that they want to play for this, I think Zing right away and cutting off this area would have been really nice for you because it basically creates like it creates danger for the enemy team where they don't know exactly which bush you went to, especially if you're abusing the vision, and then you have a nice flank on them. So instead of you running from the front with the rest of your team, like Zing here right now would have been really nice for you. So you kind of cut off the enemy team and you put yourself in a really good position. So
yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah. And then nice ISO though. You do land one. Nice ISO on thrall. Yeah, you would have had a really juicy flank here though if you did end up seeing. Nice. Oh, nice. E on the hinterlands. You use your essence a bit too early here. So when you have this 13 talent, I would say try to hold your essence a bit longer if you can until you're really in danger because you're losing a lot of attack damage every time you pop your essence. So I think you maybe actually could have killed Falstad if you held your essence a bit longer. Let's see when you end up. Because you dodge a hinterlands, and then right here, so one of their DPS is CC'd by you, right? So that means you're gonna take a lot less damage. So you just want to be smacking him as much as you can with your upgraded damage. But instead, you kind of just tongue him and pull him. But once you have this 13, it's actually most of the time it's better to just smack them. Like when they're tongued, you just auto them. You get like 2 or 3 autos, and you also get tongue cooldown reduction. So you're hitting them for a bunch of damage, and you're getting the CDR instead of just like straight up dragging. Obviously, it depends on the scenario. Like I see what you're going for here. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pull him closer to my team. But in this scenario,
yeah, but the Stitches was in the way for the Li Ming, so she couldn't really follow.
Yeah,
up, so.
and you're earthquaked as well. So it's like, you know, like it's usually better to smack him once you have that 13. Like the 7 plus the 13, you can solo kill most heroes in the game if you're hitting your tongues. Like it's actually ridiculous. The damage is just insane. Nice try on that one. That was really close.
Yeah, I thought I could get her with the elongated tongue age. I don't have quite the feeling for exactly how long it is yet.
Yeah, sometimes
So
it feels
sometimes
longer
I
than it
feel,
is, and sometimes it feels
yeah,
shorter than it is.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a weird one. Oh wait, what happened to your Li Ming? Just inted somehow.
Yeah, she just went to 1v1 to Vala and she died.
Well,
It's
you
just
guys
like
did have a
kind of
lead to throw.
unfortunate.
Um. Okay, so a bit of another risky wave here, but you did see Thrall top.
Yeah, I felt that it was a bad idea, but I did it anyway.
As
I
long
feel like
as
I
you're
do that a
watching,
lot.
as long as you're watching your character and you're ready to E the hook, like I think it's
Hmm.
fine. As long as you're, it depends on what heroes you're against. Like some heroes are way better at ganking you. Their team is actually not that great at killing you, as long as you dodge the hook. So I think it's that was also fine. Okay, now so you guys are just playing for 20. You want to push mid here? Okay, it's a little risky into Gorge. This is definitely what I would call a super greedy play because
Yeah.
there's caps up. One cap just wins for y'all. So
Hmm.
I
So I
think
don't really need to get mid, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would get you
I
20.
see.
It would get you 20, so it would be really nice. But your leaving is dead, and this is like prime Gorge territory. Like this is what Stitches
Mm,
want. He wants you guys to be running into him and getting a Gorge. So definitely risky, especially with that you're leaving, and she's showing as well. So they're basically
mm.
what they're seeing is they're seeing a 5v4 before 20. Like this is perfect for them, you know.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
guys should all die
Giving it
here.
to them.
In a normal scenario, assuming all things are equal, you guys should all die here. But yeah, he super whiffed, and your Enduin bailed out the Zul'jin. But yeah, just playing for mid 5v5 is a good play here. And then also another thing to note is like if you see all 5 heroes here, you can always eat a bottom and just cheese the cap and win, since it is only 3
I think I
shots.
might do that.
You actually do end up doing it,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah, you see
Maybe I
5
just
right
walk
now.
there. I can't remember. I might just walk there.
You also another thing to know as well is like you do win the 1v1 against all of their heroes. So when it is a scenario
Hmm.
like this where it's this cap wins the game, that's something I do. I would have already Z'd bottom and basically like
Hmm.
challenge any hero on the enemy team, like come fight me, you know, like I will beat you
Hmm.
eventually, and hopefully my team wins 4v4, and even if they don't, hopefully I beat you and I cap. So I probably would have Z bottom already if I was you, but I mean going for the 5v5 is not a bad idea, especially because you guys have been winning every 5v5, so I think both plays are fine. Oh my gosh, she vaulted into your drag. That's pretty
Yeah,
lucky.
it was a little bit of a cell phone there,
Calcs,
but
calcs, calcs, all calculated. Yeah, you gotta just run them over 5v5. So yeah, pretty one-sided affair. Definitely.
yeah, I had only one-sided affairs on this patch, but I felt like
Yeah,
this game I made so many mistakes, even though they didn't really punish me, it would still be all right for coaching. So,
yeah. I
but
think probably the major things I noticed was yeah, like the essence usage is
hmm.
generally too early on the essence usage, and then I think you need to use bushes more in general.
Hmm.
When it comes to the movement speed and also just abusing the fog of vision. And then yeah, missing your ultis. Just consider isolation as like a melee ulti. And
Hmm.
as well, that's another one where fog helps a lot. So like Zing in on a bush and then isoing from the fog of war is way easier because they don't see that coming, right? Like that's way easier to land. So in general, abusing fog more like you're showing most of the time in the fights just from a front position, which is how you play a lot of the bruisers, like something like Blaze, where you just kind of just play from front to back. But I would say
Hmm.
try to do more flanks, try to do more aggressive Z's, getting yourself in like better spots where you can pressure the enemy team because there's like you need to like build the suspense a bit more when it comes to like those flank positions, and it'll put a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
see what
pressure
you
on the
mean.
enemy for sure when you're like abusing those flanks
Hmm.
and chokes like that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks. That's all really helpful.
Yeah, no problem. Let me know how it goes. Maybe we do another one in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah, I would love to. That'd be fun.
All right.
All
Nice
right,
talking to
thank
you,
you.
man. See you.
Yeah, nice talking to you as well. Thanks.